Hi, thank you for joining, Jasper. Today we're having a very important topic. I'll be discussing how to pursue your dreams while working 9 to 5. And I'll be joined by my sister, Sullivan, today, and she will be sharing tips, on how to pursue, let's stay true to our dreams. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'm gonna pin it, pursue your dreams. Okay. Hi, she's here. So I'm gonna be adding you shortly. Elizabeta, just a few minutes. Just I wanna put the topic for today. Wow, working 9 to 5. So she will be joining me, and she will be sharing her wealth of experience, wealth of knowledge with us. So let me add her to join. Okay, awesome. So please, Elizabeta, can you request to join so that I can add you? Yeah, can you request? Okay, awesome. Awesome. So I'm waiting for you now. So let's hear from her. She'll be sharing.
Hello, hello.
Hi, it's good to
Hi, how are
see you.
you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Good, good, good. I love
Good,
it.
thank you. You
You
too.
look
You too.
amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me
mhm,
here today.
mhm.
Okay, so can you share a little bit about yourself and like what do you do, and then we can join, the topic and
Okay,
what your ideas or your thoughts about them are.
okay. So, my name is Miriam. Of course, everybody knows that. And I am a fashion designer. But prior to now, I worked as a banker for 3 years. And then I moved to the US, and then I decided to be my own boss.
Nice.
Yeah. But before now, when I worked at the bank, hi guys, thank you for joining us. Why when I worked at the bank, I did a few businesses, while I was still at the bank. And guess what? I made my salary in one day while
Mm-hmm.
working at the bank. So I already knew that, oh, okay, I think I'm caught out for business, but I just don't know when I was going to start, fully, like going to business fully, So it was when I moved to the US in 2016 to have my baby. That's when I started reconsidering, okay, what kind of businesses can I do? And then I ventured into fashion design, yeah. And I learned how to sew in a month, so
Mm-hmm.
that's how I started my business.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Beautiful. So now you're doing that full time, or you're still doing that half time with her?
Yeah, I am doing that and I am studying. I'm also an MBA student of California State University, and I'm studying Masters in Business Administration. So, and I have a home to run, yeah, just juggling everything together. And yesterday, as a matter of fact, I was invited to speak on two platforms, and, I had about, as at this morning, I think it was about 12,000 views as at this morning. So it was really massive. The group has about 6.4 million people in it. So there was actually a massive turnout. So I'm also considering speaking engagements. Yeah.
Great, that's great. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Well,
Hmm.
congratulations for everything that
Thank you.
you've done. I think that's amazing. What I thought about, bringing into this topic. I mean, I love this topic: how to start your own business by working 9 to 5. Since I'm a psychologist and gestalt therapist and work very closely with the mindset, it honestly really does go down in terms of what you believe in, because there are people who there are a couple of different options of going this way, and I wanted to touch on them and see and kind of like break down why for some people it is working, why for some people it's not working no matter what they do, and then some people are able to actually combine all of this and have a real goal and then go and accomplish that, and while others are constantly unhappy with working 9 to 5 job, feeling unfulfilled, right, being stuck there, and what is that one thing that is kind of holding them back from actually achieving the dream that they want, that they have set for themselves, right? So one of the main things in terms of definitely, starting your own business, because I have three different businesses. We opened three different businesses with my husband. I've always worked for myself, and we just made over $60,000 in just like the last few months by also working, thank you, on the
So,
mindset and doing that quantum leap, quantum jumps. And honestly, there were no other extra efforts involved in terms of, oh, I had to switch and I had to work overtime in order to make that kind of like quantum leap or like level up. No, the only thing that I have changed and what I was working on is the capacity of my energetic potential and of my psychic potential. So what kind of money are you actually able to channel through you? So in terms of working 9 to 5, I really wanted to hear a little bit more of your story in terms of what really made that switch within you of being like, okay, this is something that I want to pursue, because I believe that is one of the main number one steps in order to make that change, in order to make that shift, is really determining for yourself why do you want it.
true.
When was that moment for you?
For me, the job was becoming monotonous for me. First I worked as a PBO, personal banking officer. That's like a customer service representative. Where I attend to walk-in clients. If they have complaints about maybe their ATM, their debit cards, or their online banking, or something is not working, so I attend to them. So, and I also open accounts. New accounts, fresh accounts for clients. So once there was a time the bank we had a drive, to open lots of accounts, like lots and lots of. I think the goal was crazy then. So we were opening accounts like 247, like it was that crazy. And I resumed. I leave my house before 6 a.m. I even had to write this story at some point this week, for one of my courses. So I leave my home before 6 a.m. and I leave the office around 10 p.m. or even later than that. So there was this particular time that we were having this account opening drive. So I had to come to work on a weekend. I couldn't go home. I had to sleep, somewhere around, because we have this environmental sanitation in Nigeria, where you cannot move before 10 a.m. And the bank expects us to be at work by 7 a.m. Knowing fully well that you can't move, you're not allowed to move. So I had to sleep, somewhere close by, with a friend in a friend's house, and then we resumed by 7 a.m. I didn't leave the office until about 12 a.m. I'm not kidding you.
Mm-hmm.
And the next morning, my manager had the effrontery to tell me I didn't do enough. Like, after killing myself, the moment she told me I didn't do enough, that was the moment, that was the turning point for me. Like, okay, so even if I kill myself, on this job, this is still what I'm gonna get, and I started looking out, okay, let me try this business. And I saw that I could actually make my salary in a day. So ever since then I've been thinking of, starting my business or
Yeah.
standing on my own someday.
Yeah. Yeah, to really be able to be in control of your own reality, to be in
Yeah.
control of not only your schedule but also well-being. And when we delegate, again, for some reason 9 to 5 also works perfectly, and that is something that they feel fully
Yeah.
realized in,
Yeah.
is that
True.
career ladder is really
True.
going up and up and up. But right now we're actually going energetically also into a well, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but a little different vibration, a little different frequency of the earth. When a person, it's all about that approach of a um, self, meaning that you are the one in control. You are the author of your reality. You are responsible for where you are at and what you're doing, right? So that is definitely you. From what I'm hearing, you had to make that shift, not for, but more from, right? From that mindset, from that overworking, from that schedule. So my advice for somebody who is trying to make that switch, and trying to pursue their dream while working 9 to 5, is first of all establishing what exactly you want. What's the end result? What's the end goal that you want to achieve? It's not that I don't want to work 10 hours a day. The difference is I want to work 4 hours a day and make 3 times as much money, right? So like going from to in terms of the mindset in that, because that actually gives us that energy and gives us that not an insight, but more like a navigator that we're uploading the GPS in our mind in terms of where we want to go, and then let the psyche, let the subconscious mind actually take us there, right? The other thing, in terms of the mindset, in terms of like goal setting and wish making, I much more closely work with wish making, because it's a little more not dense, it's a little more thin material. With goal setting, it has its own ups and downs, right? This is also something that a lot of coaches or psychologists were working in, like this energy of like 70s, 80s, in the Wall Street, when you like have to grind, I have to work like not 9 to 5. I have to work like 12-hour days in order to get my goal, right? Whatever it is, making my dreams come true, whatever it is, and you're using your willpower, you're setting the schedule up, you're going, pushing, pushing, pushing. Maybe that sounds familiar to you as well, right? Is when you set something for yourself and you're like, no matter what, I'm gonna get there. And yes, you get the result from it, but it is one of the biggest reasons for the midlife crisis, for what is it called? Like when you the lack of energy and the unhappiness in life, because energetically and subconsciously, what we're doing when we use our willpower a lot, we kind of take a loan from our future selves, because we don't have enough energy right now. We're like, okay, let me get that a little bit, and then you get to that point, and when you're there, the energy is not there, the happiness is not there, you're not satisfied with what you want. So that's like one of the big things as well, in terms of really switching from 9 to 5 and going to pursue your dreams. Really try to refocus and restructure why you want it for yourself. What's the end result? What is that feeling, that state that you want to get from having your own dream come true? Whether it's a fashion business, whether it's a coaching business, whether it's whatever it is, whatever your heart desire is, right? What you want to do, even if you haven't decided what exact business you want to do, but you already know that, oh, I want to make that amount of money and work that amount of time, right? This is also an end result by itself. It doesn't have to be determined through the step by step, like in goal setting. So definitely figuring out where you want to go, why you want to go, and what you want to feel when you get there. And then already the restructuring of the subconscious starts. But I want to like really amplify the difference between goal setting and intentions or wish making, is because in goal setting, yes, it does bring results, but it also brings a lack of energy when you get there. It very, very often results in a midlife crisis. Those people who like really grind their entire lives, like Tony Robbins style, and they go for it, they grind it, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna get there. But when they get there, they're actually not satisfied with where they're at.
That's true. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. So for me, I remember I wanted freedom. It was it was crazy. I wanted to be free. I wanted to have control of my time, and I also remember I was restricted from making some certain hair. It was the bank. They wanted it to look very conservative. When I have my afro with, gold afro, my bosses will come to me and say, hey, come here, what's this? I don't like this. But I know if I own my business, I can rock anything I want. I can look any how I want. They will think, so yeah, I wanted the freedom, and I also wanted control of my time. Yeah, I know that owning your business means you have to work extra hours, but means you have to work extra hours. But of course, it's, with time, you have a system that works, and of course that time's gonna reduce, and you can also hire people, to do those work for you, to fill in that time for you. So, and I also noticed that it was not sustainable. Working wasn't just sustainable for a long time. Why? Because the layoff start every 1st of April, in the bank where I work. So you're scared, when April 1st is approaching, no matter how hardworking you are, you could find your name on the list, and you're off. You've been laid off. Every 1st of April, it was crazy. So it wasn't so sustainable, and it was something you don't want, something that you're scared, you don't know. you're not sure if you get to work on the 1st of April. You can't log in anymore. Everybody's just, we're living in fear pretty much. But if you own your business, you can't sack yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're not afraid. You can sleep with two eyes closed. You're not afraid that somebody's gonna ask you to leave. That fear doesn't exist. When it comes to your business, except you decide to go or stop the business or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of fears, fear is actually the opposite side of the wish, right? So fear always comes where the energy, where we have energy built in our body, enough energy to actually go and get something that we want. The blocking factor from that would be fear. It's always like a dark side of the moon. It's always a dark side of the desire.
Mm.
So fear always indicates that you actually want that opposite thing, right? Whenever you fear something, whether it's like, oh, I fear being um, cut down from my job or fired, right? It really means that, okay, well, I want to take responsibility for it and be able to, control that in my own mind, be able to like have my own business, have my own thing. And the other thing about the ones, right? You're mentioning how you wanted to be in control of what is going on in your life financially, time wise, all those things. And I also believe you have a lot of passion to what you're doing, right? In terms of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that is a huge, huge, huge thing to be able to discover what exactly you want, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, when I teach, definitely wish making or manifestation or like any kind of psychological lectures, I always felt that about the first step for each human being, no matter where he's at the moment, is being able to uncover his own true heartfelt desires.
Mm.
Because wants and desires, we are learned and taught to suppress them from an early childhood.
Mm.
We grow up, we say, oh, you want too much, be happy with what you have. Are you crazy? One day you're never going to get it. Whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
but there are a lot of interjects, a lot of limiting and negative
Mm-hmm.
beliefs that have to do with our wants, right? It's never a good thing or considered to be a good thing when a kid is like, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, I want that. That's actually a crucial part of self identification,
Mm.
right? Because there are
Mm-hmm.
no two human beings in the world who would want exact same things throughout life.
Mm-hmm.
We all
Mm-hmm.
have our own wishes, our own desires, and they all come from a very, very deep place of our psyche, from our libido. This is our primal life force. And when did you uncover that passion for fashion, and then
Oh,
want
right
to
from
like?
when I was little. Right from when
Oh
I was
yeah,
little. Oh yeah, I've always loved fashion. I've always imagined myself making my outfits. I always
nice.
dream of outfits, but I'm like, oh, I wish I could bring these things to life. But it just wasn't working. And at some point, even when I was in the bank, I contracted someone to come and teach me. I was ready to pay a whole lot, but she refused. She just kept moving me left and right. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And I also tried to learn before I came, but it just didn't work, because I was pregnant with my daughter. I actually came to visit my husband in December 2015. So when I went back to Nigeria, I was still working at the time. So I was pregnant and there wasn't so much I could do, at that time, at that stage. It was a tough pregnancy. So it was when I moved here that I found the opportunity to learn, and I took advantage of it. And I learned
Yes.
in a month, and I
Yeah.
haven't looked back since then.
Right. Everything. It seemed like something clicked.
Sorry, one
Something
second.
like when. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Something clicked in life, and that's one of the, in terms of the purpose, when people come and they're like, okay, what's my purpose, how do I find my destiny, what's my path in life, and all this stuff. Look at your wants, look at your desires. They're here for a reason, right? You
Yeah.
had this passion from an early childhood in terms of the fashion, in terms of like really pursuing this world,
Okay.
and to actually tap into that and uncover that and really, get aligned with what you're meant to do. So that's another big thing. Once we really understand why we're here, what are we doing here, what's our, passion, our main mission or purpose, destiny. Some people call it different ways, but it is your wants. The key is your desires, the key is your wants. I always like to say that, imagine driving down the road at night. There are no lights, nothing. On one side you have like a huge mountain, on the other side you have a cliff. So if you like wrong turn to the right, you're in the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong turn to the left, you're off the cliff. And you have these tiny
Mm-hmm.
little lights on the side of the road. These are what
Mm.
wishes are. This is what our desires, our heartfelt wishes are. They basically help us be aligned with
Mm.
what we're supposed to do here, with who
Mm.
we are. And once we learn to really like start waving to the right and to the left and deny that they're there, we're able to get into our own full potential, whatever it is, right? Constantly upgrade, upgrade, upgrade our life.
Mm. That's true. You're
Yeah.
absolutely correct. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, for me, I had a vision. I from when I was little, I've always, well, I had a role model, which was my uncle. He was very successful. So and I knew, yeah, he was the CEO of a bank at the time, but he also had other businesses. And I noticed, from a very early age, I started studying successful people and what they do. And I
Yes.
noticed that most of them have chains of businesses. They don't have just one. You know. So I've been thinking, okay, what can I do? And if you notice, the name of my business is Chassis Everything. Because I deal in gold jewelry. I make braided wigs. This is a wig, and I made it.
Beautiful.
I make braided wigs. And then I make custom outfits. I do a lot of things, and I still have more businesses coming in. And like I said yesterday, I spoke at two different platforms, and I'm considering adding speaking engagements to it, public speaking, keynote speakers, and all of that. So so I'm thinking I have that vision to I'm still work in progress, and I'm also a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel where I dish out gems every week, now twice every week. I drop a video every Monday night and every Wednesday, because this video is going live on YouTube, just to you know um give offer
Sure.
free information to people. It's like it's my give back. Yeah, it's a token of my appreciation to my 500 subscribers when I started YouTube. So yeah, I have that vision to have my chains of businesses, and let's see which one works better, because sometimes you notice that some businesses do well in some seasons. There's some businesses that do well during Christmas, some do well during Halloween. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
businesses do well, so you want to keep moving, you want to keep running your businesses, whether there's a festive season or not. You want to have businesses that cater for all seasons. Maybe when it's time for this one you switch, and when it's time for this one you're there, when it's time, so that all around the clock you are making money. So that's my vision. So
I love
pretty
that.
much,
I love
yeah.
that. That's
Thank you.
definitely, that means it's in your field. That means it has 900, 199% chance of happening in your life.
That's true.
Definitely,
That's true.
definitely.
That's true.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Do you have any more additions to put on?
Let's see if anybody has any questions. If you have
Yeah,
any questions, wow,
yeah.
there's a lot of uh,
Okay.
text over there. I wasn't able to like go through them. It was basically just hello everybody, just
Okay.
little hi buttons.
Okay.
Just so if there were any questions in the chat.
Does
But if
anybody
nobody
have?
has any
I just
questions,
checked. I
um,
just
no questions.
no. Okay. Somebody asked what's the topic, and I already pinned the topic. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I can't see any question as that.
Okay, well, then let me just I would like to give some key points in terms
Okay.
of really about our topic, how to pursue your dreams while working 9 to 5. Number one is establishing and realizing what your heartfelt wish or want actually is. What is that desired outcome that you want to achieve from
Okay.
what is that dream that you want, that you have.
Hmm.
Number two is figuring out the end result and not going away from something, but where do you want to be? So not, I don't want to work for somebody else, but I want to be my own boss. Not, I don't want to be in debt, X amount of money, but I want to make this amount of money, right? So always go from the positive end result. And number
Mm.
three, how to pursue your dream from working 9 to 5 is uncovering your fears. We also have talked a little bit about that, but there's no shame. Everybody has fears. This is something that we all have. So everywhere, everywhere. There are like tons and tons of them. So understanding that there's nothing wrong about that, finding them like little mice, picking them,
Mm-hmm.
because it's much, much better to be aware that you
Mm-hmm.
have a certain fear, which is
Mm-hmm.
always a dark side of the wish, dark side
Mm-hmm.
of your
Yeah.
dream.
Somebody has a question.
Oh yeah, let's
Somebody has a
answer.
question.
Oh, let me just finish
Sometimes.
the sentence, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer. So yeah, finding the
Okay.
might of the fears,
Okay.
understanding them, and then
Mm-hmm.
realizing this is nothing more but my fear, right?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
one of the great exercise to uncover fears and to get rid of them, number one is acknowledging them, and number two is finding at least 3 people who has done it. That fear, that whatever you're fearing, whether it's I won't be able to pay rent, find 3 people who prove that they're wrong, right? And there will always be people like that. Okay, let me read the questions right here. Sometimes when I try to see my, how do I change that? Oh, yeah, we have a question over here. Sometimes when I try to change my mindset, I feel worse. How do I change that? Well, that is actually very accurate. Personal growth is one of the
Mm.
hardest things to do, even though people don't
Mm.
have that much value to it. Again, this is the difference between goal setting and wish making, because when you do go and change your mindset, you
Mm-hmm.
are you have to accept the fact that you're killing a part of yourself, right? So
Mm.
we are made, our personality, there's no such thing as a personality. We are
Mm.
just a mixture, this
Mm.
huge, huge, huge vase full of beliefs and introjects and our experiences and
Mm.
whatever anybody else in our life has told us. This is what
Mm.
we are. This is our personality, right? It
Mm.
is not a stagnant form. It is an ever-changing form. So when you are changing your mindset, when you
Mm.
are catching those fears, when you're reprogramming yourself, you're basically denying and kind of like, when you upgrade your iOS on a phone, you have
Mm.
to erase the previous one in order to bring in the new one, right? Upload the new one. This is what's happening within you. So sometimes it is an uncomfortable process, but believe me, the end, the other side is always much, much better. So if you are feeling worse, accept it and be like, okay, I'm going there, right? Just don't stop at this moment. You already build up all this energy to change yourself, to
Mm-hmm.
really become the new self, the new version of you. So
Mm-hmm.
really let yourself go through that transformative process. Because the other side is always better. The other side always
Mm.
results in a higher
Mm.
quality of life.
Mm. Thank you so much. Mm.
I
You're
hope I answered the
absolutely right.
question.
Yeah, I was writing down everything, all the pointers. Thank you. Thank you so, so, so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me as
Oh,
well.
sure.
I'll
Sure. No
definitely
problem.
go and check your YouTube channel.
Okay.
You're, by the way, you're beautiful. I wanted to say
Oh,
that.
thank
You're
you. You
gorgeous. I haven't
too.
seen you live, but you're
Thank you.
absolutely beautiful and gorgeous.
Thank you.
And
Thank
if anybody's interested in the course that I'm having, just go and sign up in the link in the bio or DM me and I'll send you the information. We have a free masterclass right now that is on about reprogramming your mind and really be able to become the author of your reality right now.
Mm.
Okay?
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Have a
Sure.
good one.
You too. Thank you,
Bye bye,
Elizabeth.
everybody.
Bye. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeta. It was awesome having you. And oh, wow, I had to jot a lot, a lot. I learned a lot from you. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll do a quick recap of what she shared with us today. So she shared that that we should have a dream. It should not be the end. It shouldn't be the end goal itself. You should find out why. And always go for the positive end. The positive end of your why. It shouldn't just be. You shouldn't just feel like quitting because you don't want to work for somebody, just because of that, So you should look at the positive side of things, find at least three people who have done it, that thing that you're experiencing difficulty in, find at least three people who have done it and are successful in it, you can use them as your mentors. You can, get across to them, ask them questions, and trust me, they'll be willing to share with you. And she said the other side is always better, which is true. The other side of your fear is always better. So proceed, go beyond your fears. Try as much as possible to fight those fears. And remind yourself that the other side is always better. And she has a course running right now. Please go to her. It's in her link in her bio. So please feel free to go check it out. So I was trying to say share some other points regarding pursuing your dreams 9 to 5 while working 9 to 5. So part of it is having a vision for yourself. Where do you see yourself? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to accomplish? By quitting your 9 to 5 job. What is your end goal? So ask yourself. Then number two, be patient. It takes time. Take your time to digest the thoughts, the idea, the businesses that you want to, venture into. Take your time to also acquire enough information. If it requires training, please, by all means, do it. Don't freak out when you're not $1 million richer next week. By the time you start your business, a room was not built in a day. So don't freak out. You have to make sacrifices along the way, but be strategic, careful and smart about your daily objectives. So you're on your way to living your life on your terms. You're on your way. I shared my story of how I did everything, while working at the bank. I went over and beyond. I was able to, hi guys, thank you for joining, Chinani. Thank you, Divine Illustrations. Thank you guys. So I shared my experience at the bank where I worked. I worked for over 17 hours. And I still didn't get a thank you. My boss, told me the next day. She told me, you didn't do enough, and I'm like, what? Are you for real? So just be sure to just notice at the back of your mind that when you start working for yourself, you're gonna work extra hours. You're gonna work extra hours to get that. So I don't expect to be a billionaire in a week. Like, oh, next week, let me start my business now. By next week, I'll start coughing in millions. Nah, it doesn't work that way. So it takes time. Good things takes time. So remind yourself that, be patient, stay disciplined, because without discipline, you'll never get anything done in your business, because running a business actually takes tenacity and the ability to control your surroundings as much as possible. Yeah, it looks like you have 24 hours all to yourself, but you have to keep working. You have to have that discipline. You don't just lay lazy around, sleeping because nobody is chasing you, or because you don't have a set time to work, and all. You have to give yourself that set time to work. Put in your best. And like I always say, I sleep at 4 a.m. every day. The grind is for real. The hustle is real. So you have to keep grinding. You must have that discipline. You must discipline yourself well enough to know that it's not time to go relax. It's not what's it called? It's not holiday. You're not on holiday when you're working for yourself. You're not on holiday. Trust me. You are even more likely to work. In fact, you're going to work much more than you are working for someone. So get that at the back of your mind. So how to that's just trust me. These are the key things you need to know about pursuing your dreams while working 9 to 5. Have that vision, figure out your course of action. And like I mentioned earlier, if it requires training, whatever business that you want to go into, be sure to go for all the trainings, get to know how to do it, know the how. Prior to now, I attended a fashion school briefly in San Francisco, and part of the classes that I attended, were told, yeah, to be a designer, you must have your hands on. You must be able to complete the process of making a garment from the beginning till the end. Otherwise, your tailors will mess you up. They will mess you up one day. Even if you have a factory, I'm glad, I'm thankful for the instructor we had on that day. She told us, that even if you have manufacturers or you have a factory, that makes all your garments, and when you go there and for whatever reasons you take a look at what they've made for you and you don't like the pattern, you're like, I don't like this. When they see you go to the machine yourself and you sew it, you say, this is what I want, they respect you. When they see you do it yourself, they respect you. So you want to have that hands-on, you want to know how to complete the process of making whatever it is you're into. Know how to, if you're going to own a bakery, know how to make all the items in your bakery. If you're going to if you're going to be in whatever business at all it is, make sure that you can do it as well. So that they won't, your people cannot just wake up one day and decide to mess you up. So take for instance, now if I hire tailors to work for me, to make me, millions of outfits, or thousands, hundreds of thousands of outfits, if by any chance I don't happen to like one of them or a pattern, I can easily say, oh, I don't like this, and I go pick it up myself and I fix it. So you have to be able to get ready to know the entire process of producing whatever you want to go into. Don't just say, oh, I want to quit my 9 to 5, I want to have this. Make sure that you also have that hands-on experience. Make sure you know how to fix that thing. Make sure you know how to create, that product that you're selling from the beginning till the end, so that nobody can mess you up at any time. So these are things that you should note when you're starting your business. Figure out your course of action, make clear daily objectives. You should have your make sure that you have your goals. Write out your goals, your plans, and follow them through. Follow through to your plans. So this is very, very important. The time you dedicate to your business is limited. So you need to plan your days while working. That's while working for someone. So you need to plan your days, and most importantly, plan out your tasks as thoughtfully as possible. I've seen ladies that are still working 9 to 5 and chasing their dreams. Like they work from the wee hours in the morning, like 4 a.m. till like 10 p.m. and they still find time to plan for their dreams, their dream. They have a passion for starting their businesses and they still have that time. So you have no excuses. When you hear these women share their stories of how they were able to, maybe one day in a week, that's the only, they work Mondays to Saturdays and they work throughout the day, and you find out these women still find time. Even Sundays that they're meant to be resting, they find time to still, devote some time for their passion, devote some time for that, dream, for that business that they want to start. So don't slouch, don't slack, get ready to work it out, and be patient. Rome was not built in a day. Be patient with yourself. You will get there. So and trust me, all the stages you have, you're learning, your growth stage, your it's, remember metamorphosis. So you start from the egg, larva, pupa, and then adults. So never underestimate, or never look down on days of little beginnings. Those are the days that actually make you. You're gonna get there. Trust me. I shared the story of the girl, the 20-year-old girl that made $1 million 2 months ago. She made $2 million again last month. And she made it in 21 minutes. Trust me. She did not start that business this year. So she's been grinding for years. And that's how, owning a business is. You have to grind, to get results, to yield results much later. So be patient, sacrifice, be strategic, careful, smart about your daily objectives while you're on your way to living life on your terms, whatever terms those terms may be. Then you stay disciplined. It is very, very important. Yeah. So to pursue your dreams, you need to stay disciplined and overcome the little things, that hold you back. Overcome those little things that hold you back. Is it fear that is holding you back? You need to work on it. You need to overcome it. And like Elizabeta said, she said that the other side is always better. So always look at the bright side of things, the brighter side of things. Look at in fact, it's like gazing into the future. Okay, this is good. You have a mental picture of what you want, or who you want to be, or what you want to accomplish, in life. So just keep reminding yourself of that space, that space that you see yourself. Keep reminding yourself day in day, okay, that is mine. So that should drive you to work. So don't slack. And you're not on holiday. Tell yourself, use your time wisely. Use your time wisely. Ask yourself, how much of time are you really wasting? Always ask yourself, how much of time are you really wasting? So make sure that your what drives you. How can you work smarter? It could be apps. You can get some apps that will make your work lighter, that will make your work easier. So you have to make sure that you are maximizing the use of your time. Your time is very precious, especially when you're working 9 to 5, and you don't have as many hours in the day to dedicate to pursuing your dream. So make the most of it. So you can, in between work, if you need to read a book, or you need to take a course, you can, maybe during your break, you can just start to read during your break. Start reading, start taking that training during your break while you're working 9 to 5. You're preparing for your dream business, for your dream, for where you want to be. So yeah, you have to make sure that you devote some time, even in your busy schedules, to maybe undergo training or learn something, or just find time, because this is for you. You're doing this for you. So you have to find, hi Courage, thank you for joining us. So you find time even where there's no time. Even if it's in the midnight, just find time. Dedicate some time to invest time in that business that you want to do, no matter how tight things are for you. So you're not going to die. Just tell yourself this is just for a short period of time. So if it means waking up at maybe 1 a.m., till maybe 3 a.m., even if it's 2 hours daily that you invest in that thing, in learning that thing, or in, undergoing training, yeah, for your new business, for your own passion, please, by all means, go ahead and do it. Because what is worth doing at all is worth doing well. You don't want to quit your 9 to 5 and then you're like in the middle of an ocean. You don't know how to swim. So you want to devote as much time to learn the ropes, before you start the business. Or you can even start, little by little, let's learn swimming. Awesome. I can teach you how to swim, it's not a problem. So devote some time, out of that busy schedule. Devote some time to learn about the ropes of that business. Find out how it's being done. And you can even start getting your clients little by little. Like I mentioned earlier, when I was working in the bank, I was doing businesses and I was making my salary in one day. So I have, I know exactly what I want. I know the businesses I want to do. I already have started, I'm taking a look at the businesses, the kind of businesses that I would like to do. So you have done it. Okay, you tested the waters. It is cool. You're like, okay, this is something I can do. You replicate it again, repeat and repeat and repeat. And by the time you're ready to stand on your own, you have all the experiences you need, and then you keep learning on it. While you're at it, you're learning. Thank you guys for the loves. So make sure that you follow your passion, use your time wisely, and create time, devote some time, no matter how busy you are, devote some time for your own passion, for that thing that you want to do. Devote some time for it. Wrapping up and moving forward. Starting your business is not going to be easy, but since you've made it to the bottom, of this, it shows you have the guts to do it. For you to even conceive it in the first place, you have the guts to do. You can do it. Somebody else is doing it, and it's possible. If somebody else can do it, you can do it. If we have this slogan when I was writing ICANN exams. If I can, you can. If they can, you can. So there's no big deal. However, I urge you to be smart about the actions that you take and plan for your success accordingly. Going in all guns blazing will only lead to disappointment and failure. So get ready to put in the work. Hi Fatima, thank you for joining us. So you have everything. Yeah, I'll leave you with this. You have everything you need to build something bigger than yourself. You can do this. Pursue your dreams. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us and staying till the very end. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Chassis Everything, Miriam Adekoju. Just type Miriam Adekoju on YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment below. I'll be dropping this video on YouTube for the benefit of people who missed this live session. till I see you again next week at my Wednesday Give Back live series. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you. Bye.